So for our last section in Chapter 5, Section 5-6, we'll be learning how to divide polynomials. So we've learned how to add them, subtract them, multiply them, and now we're going to learn how to divide them. So if you're dividing by a monomial, in other words, just a single term in the denominator, it's a little bit easier process. But if the denominator is not a monomial, like if it's a binomial, then we'll have to do long division. So let's look at example 1. Example 1, we're going to go ahead and divide 25x to the third plus 5x squared by 5x squared. This denominator is a monomial. It's a single term. So really what we're going to do is divide each term in the numerator by 5x squared. So this is going to be 25x to the third divided by 5x squared. And then we have our plus, and then 5x squared divided by 5x squared. You divide each term in the numerator by the denominator. All right, so 25 divided by 5 is 5. And x to the third divided by x squared is just x, right? Because 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down your plus. And any expression over itself is always 1. But if you wanted to do it the long way, 5 divided by 5 is 1, and x squared divided by x squared, that would become 2 minus 2, which is x to the 0, and anything to the 0 power is 1. But it's probably easier to just remember anytime you have an exact same expression in the numerator and denominator, the answer is 1. So go ahead and try practice 1, dividing by a monomial. For classroom example 2, we have 12x to the third y to the third minus 18xy plus 6y divided by 3xy. Once again, this is a polynomial divided by a monomial. So we can break this up into actually 3 division problems. This is going to be 12x to the third y to the third divided by 3xy minus 18xy divided by 3xy plus 6y divided by 3xy. And now we're going to simplify each term. 12 divided by 3 is 4. X to the third divided by x is x squared, so it's 3 minus 1, which is 2. And like bases, let's take care of the y's. Y to the third divided by y is y squared. Bring down your minus. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And the x's are going to cancel and the y's are going to cancel. So we're just left with the whole number 6 here. Bring down the plus. All right, so 6 divided by 3, or 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. So my numerator is going to have a 2, and my y's cancel. So what am I left with? 2 in the numerator, x in the denominator. That x did not cancel, just the y's canceled. So that's my answer. Go ahead and try practice 3. So now for example 3, I have x to the 12th, x squared, I saw the 12 there, x squared plus 12x plus 35, and I'm going to divide by x plus 5. This is not a monomial, so I'm going to have to do long division. So I put my pencil on the division bar, make a division symbol, and I have to make sure every degree of my variable is in decreasing order, that there's a column for it. So I'm going to pull down x squared plus 12x plus 35. So rather than write this fraction, I have it written as a long division problem. You can go right to writing it as a long division problem as long as you get them in the right order. You put the right number under the division bar here. All right, so long division. I'm going to write the steps of the process over here. Number 1, you're always looking at the leading term. The leading terms. I'm looking at x and x squared. I have to say, what do I have to multiply x by to get x squared? Or what is x squared divided by x? You're using the leading terms, and you put your answer on top of the division bar. Then, number 2, you multiply all terms on the outside, putting your answer in the correct columns for your degrees. Number 3, you draw a line, you change the sign, and you add. And then you start the process all over again. All right, so let's see what I mean by this. We're looking at the leading terms. What do I have to multiply x by to get x squared? X. I'm going to put that in my x column. This is my x squared column. This is my x to the first column. And this is my constant column. Now I'm going to multiply everything on the outside, all these terms, by x. X times x is x squared. Put that in the x squared column. Now we move over. X times 5 is a 5x. That was step number 2. Multiply all the terms by the number you put up here. Draw a line, change the signs, and add. Draw a line. This was positive, it's going to become negative. This was positive, it's going to become negative. Draw a line, change the signs, and then you're going to add vertically. These should cancel. They should always cancel. If they haven't, you've done something wrong. And now, what is 12x minus 5x? That's going to be 7x, and bring down the next term. And now you do it all over again. Leading terms. What do I have to multiply x by to get 7x? A positive 7. Since 7 is a constant, I'm putting it in my constant column. Now everything gets multiplied by 7. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 5 is 35. Draw a line. Change the signs and add. Those cancel, and you know what? Those cancel too, so I have a remainder of 0. And so this is your answer. This is your quotient. What is x squared plus 12x plus 35 divided by x plus 5? The answer is x plus 7.